So this morning I have woken up in about around $20,738 in a losing trade. Today is Tuesday the 14th of July. So last night, Monday the 13th, took some overnight gold buys, and this morning we have woken up minus $20,000. So I thought we would fire up the camera and document the feelings and the mistakes, the recovery process, because it's not closed yet. This is still an open trade. The markets are closed right now, but in about 2 hours the market is going to open. I'm going to wake up for the Asian session. But in terms of how do I feel, trading's weird because I don't feel very much, but all I keep thinking about when I have these big losses, which don't happen very often, but for you guys, they obviously going to happen plenty of times throughout your trading journey. But for me, when I have these big losses, all I always think about is everything I could have done with that money. Except when I win trades, I don't think about what I could buy. It's weird. Think of how many dog treats Sammy could have got for this money. But you know what? And this isn't prop money. This isn't some sim money. This is personal, real money. Live trading capital. Minus 20,700 Australian dollars on a Tuesday morning. And I haven't even been on the charts yet because I know there's no point me going on the charts. Because if I go on the charts and I look at some news and then I justify the mistake by, oh, well, Trump said this, or this news came out, or this closure back below, all I'm gonna do is just mentally screw myself, even with thinking I'm even more of an idiot than I already know that I am. So me going on the charts right now and mentally screwing myself even more is going to do absolutely no help, especially when the markets are closed. So, beautiful thing about living by the beach here is I can wake up before I fire up the camera. I just came out here and just looking out on the sun, and trading's such a weird thing because I'm sat here on my balcony on a Tuesday morning, not even 8 a.m, hey buddy, and as people are starting to go to work, I am minus $20,000. Minus $20,000 to me is more than I used to make in 5 months, at least. At least more than what I used to make in 5 months. Sitting on a bus, going to work, working 8 till 5 p.m, sitting on the bus, going home for as long as over 5+ years, more than 5 years. But today on a Tuesday morning, being a full-time trader, I'm minus 20,000 before people have even gone to work yet. So trading is a very strange thing because you see people walking around and you never know what the fuck is going on with people. You know, people might see me and be, oh, look at that guy sitting on his balcony. So yeah, this guy's also minus 20,000 fucking dollars. So trading is a very crazy thing, but I'm not annoyed. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, $20,000, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm more annoyed at the fact that I got into this situation in the first place, as opposed to being annoyed at the dollar amount. But what I'm not going to do is just go on the charts and just go, oh, fuck's sake, close the position, take loss. Like, no, I need to get my mind right before I even attempt to even look at a chart. Because like I say, if I go on the charts right now, I'm going to mentally destroy myself by beating myself up. So what we're going to do is, like I say, the markets don't open for another 2 hours or so. So I'm not even going to look at a damn chart. First thing I do when I wake up is I check my P&L if I have an overnight position. Well, today I woke up and we didn't need a fucking alarm clock today, did we? Did we, Sammy? So, I'm up, showered, ready for the day. But before I do anything, it's important that we go for a workout. So, I'm gonna go to the gym. We'll get some coffee. I won't take you guys to the gym because no one watching this video had any desire to watch me at the gym. So, we're not gonna do that. But I'm gonna go to the gym. We'll get a coffee, we'll come back, we'll jump on the charts. I'll show you guys the plan of action moving forward. What am I going to do? My thought process in my head without even needing to look at a chart is I know that the daily has very likely closed bearish today, which I wasn't anticipating, but that was Monday's close. And last week, you had a huge wick rejection below some previous week lows, and I'm anticipating this week is going to hold 4,000. Today is potentially going to hold the big bearish candles low, and then that could be the sign of a reversal. But if today breaks 4,000, I will very likely be taking one of the biggest losses of my trading career. So without even needing to look at the charts, I already know what the fuck's happened. So I don't need to go sit on it and watch it even more. But that's my plan of action. If we've broken 4,000, I'm going to take the loss. And if today opens and just smashes through daily lows, like I want to see today grab lows, reject, and start to reverse. If we don't do that, then I'm going to take the loss. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go to the gym. we'll get coffee, we'll come back, and I'll talk you guys through all of my emotions through the trade. A very different style of video, probably something you won't hear very often, but this is me. Tuesday, the 14th of July, 10 past 7 in the morning, minus $20,000. Let's go. And actually, before we go, I've literally just got up, my partner's just got up. One thing I don't do is I don't tell anyone. Like, I don't tell my partner of what's happened. She doesn't ask about my trading anymore unless I tell her. Because for me, she's in the shower right now. If I tell her and she goes, what? What? You know how much that's just going to fucking screw me up even more? So I don't tell anyone until I'm out of the situation. If the trade is closed and I've lost 20,000 or more, I will say. But if I haven't and the trade isn't necessarily done yet, well, I'm not going to, because it's just going to screw me up. So for you guys, if you trade and you have partners, family, just explain to them that, and it's for you as well. Like, I used to always tell my family when I was trading back home, my parents said, oh, today I made this much. And then every day they come home and say, oh, how much have you made today? But then you have to get to a point, just don't say anything. If you want to share a milestone throughout, share it. But don't say what you've made and lost every single day. Always people start asking you, oh, how much have you made today? And you go say, oh, well, I'm fucking down $20,000. And they go, oh my God, what? And then you go fucking build yourself back up even more. So for me, woke up, figured it out on my own-ish, and with you guys. And I'll tell her maybe, I don't know, when we actually cut the trades or if we get out of the situation. So don't tell your partners every time you're in a fucking winning and losing trade, because it'll affect your relationship. And you can't let trading do that. Trading is very tough. These times don't come very often. For me, this happens maybe once a year, maybe once every 6 months, maybe. Well, today's that day. Today's that day. You know what's also funny is I had jiu-jitsu on Friday, and I said to my jiu-jitsu coach, because he's trying to learn trading more, I said to him, trading is weird because it's one of the only jobs that you come to and you don't know if you're going to make money. And I said that on Friday, joking around, oh, coming into next week, like, who knows if we're going to make money. Wow. Little did I know when I said that, it'd be one of the fucking biggest losing trades of the journey so far. So that's fucking trading. Sammy.
On a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak.
All right, guys, so let's look at this trade and jump on these markets. So I've had to replay here just because the markets have opened now. Unfortunately, I didn't get to jump on stream today because I was at the dentist, but unfortunately, because I don't really want to be sat on these markets very often today, I want to let the markets develop a little bit more. But I just want to show you guys what's the make or break situation for me for this trade right now. Because if we do certain things, like I said earlier, then I'm going to have to cut this trade at a pretty decent loss. So this is my idea coming into the charts for this week on gold, is I'm anticipating that this week on gold is going to hold previous week lows and start to re-break back for a decent run higher. Now, daily close, there was some news that came out of night, which I wasn't anticipating at all, of course. So at my original time of buying this trade, I was buying below Friday's low, looking for gold to come up for a new high of week. Because to me, it's very unlikely that gold is going to create the high of the week after having a gap down first thing at market open on a Monday morning. It's very, very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. So for me, my idea is I want to be buying that, and I want to be buying gold into a much bigger play up into 4,200. So I took this trade, happy with the risk, happy to accept it, take it overnight. Maybe I thought, we might come down, maybe grab some more lows before breaking higher. I don't trade New York here in US, so I was happy just to take the trade and leave it. But as I've woken up here this morning, gold has had an absolutely huge sell-off. Now, is the trade invalid? No. I may have just been a little bit too early. What is going to make the trade invalid for me here on gold is probably today's closure, if not price action over the next couple of hours. But what I really want to see here on gold is I want to see these daily lows respected. And I'm actually going to look to add into this trade once we do come down and grab these lows. And if we do find some support off the daily lows, because that's typically where gold does like to have the reactions. If you're going to have a reversal, you come up and grab daily highs and lows before having the move. So if there's going to be a point where this trade is going to be a make or break level, it's going to be this right here. If we close below this support and we break yesterday's low of this huge sell-off, I'm going to have to cut the trade at a pretty decent loss. No thought process, I'll get out of the trade. But if we can grab these lows, hold back above 4,000, then I'm going to see if there's the opportunity for gold to come for a big run up to create a new high of week. Maybe it happens today. Maybe it happens, maybe today we push up and then we kind of range and then pull back, and then, maybe into Wednesday we get that break into the highs. We'll see. But anywhere around 4,000, what I'm really looking for here on gold is, this to have like a pretty decent 900 tick run up to create a new high of week. And I'm anticipating, like I say, that this weekly is going to hold these week lows, and you're going to see gold come for a nice run up higher. So I am going to add into this trade. It is a little bit scary, but I'm going to add in because logically, from a neutral perspective, not a monetary perspective, it makes sense. So that's my plan of action here for this morning, and we'll see how price develops. Over, if we do come down and grab these lows, max risk I'm probably going to go into here is maybe minus 22,000. So although that kind of sounds crazy, I want to see a little bit more drawdown here, which sounds stupid. Why would I want to see more drawdown? Because if we just push up from here, then that makes me think we're going to pull back, retest before going lower. But if we open and push lower, then that's a daily bottom wick below the lows. Experience a little bit more drawdown, add in half risk below these day lows, and see if we can hold these lows and manage this trade and slowly start to offload this position. And if I can get out minus 10,000, depending on the price action, I'll be happy.
All right, guys. So update on the loss situation. It's currently about 4:30, and gold ended up bouncing beautifully off the daily lows. So I am still in a loss. I'm floating around about minus 10,000-ish right now. So it's played out perfectly. We came down, we grabbed the day lows, and we've completely reversed. And I will post it up on the screen just so you guys can see. My long off the daily lows is up around about $3,000. So I've minimized my drawdown. I've also made another 3,000. And with that, I have closed that $3,000 trade. And that has allowed me to close 2 of my earlier positions overnight for a total of closed trades right now, minus 1.6 thousand. So I've closed minus 1.6 thousand. That loss is eaten, taken, done. And with the way that gold has now had that beautiful breakout right off them daily lows, I've actually added into this trade because to me this is actually looking nicer than ever. And that's the only thing with my earlier trade is my idea isn't wrong. I was just too early and I should have managed my risk. So I still have 2 positions in from yesterday, and I've now added in another 0.5 lot. So we're long on gold right now for a total of 2 lots, currently floating around minus 10,000 with minus 1.6 thousand closed. So from waking up this morning to minus 20,000, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. But not only that is gold has ended up following the plan absolutely beautifully. So how do I feel? I feel fine. I feel okay. I could have woken up this morning, panicked, closed like minus 22,000 and be like, oh, fuck, what a stupid mistake, blah, blah, blah. I didn't. I got my emotions right. I accepted the situation. I know how I got here, how I'm not going to get it here, hopefully moving forward, and tried to see the charts from that completely neutral perspective and not being so focused on the dollar now, just detaching it from as much as possible. So it's like, yes, I know where my entries are. I know my idea, but whenever I look at the charts and I look at a trade, I'm only looking at the fucking candlesticks. I'm not thinking about my P&L. I'm thinking about, okay, cool. If we, like I said earlier, before the markets have even played out, I said, if we close below this daily low, I'm out. I'm going to eat a big loss here and I'm going to be back to break even, if not a little bit of drawdown for the month. But we literally hit the daily lows. I added and we completely reversed, which is exactly what I wanted to see to hold the trade. So that's why you don't just panic in situations that you guys are going to have in your trading journey. You will have times in markets where you go, fuck, what have I done? You end up giving back a decent amount of gains. Like this month alone, before even this trade, I think I'm up let's have a look here. I think I'm up, where are we? 1st of July to today. I am up a total of $10,000. So this trade would have taken me to about minus $10,000 for the month, halfway through the month. But that's not what's happened yet. We'll see. We do have CPI later on as well. And I'm actually expecting CPI to be weak for the US dollar and bullish for gold. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I've added in an extra position into gold. I've closed out 3 positions so far for a total of minus 1.6 thousand. And now we're going to go hit up some jiu-jitsu, clear the mind. And it's crazy how much of your success as a trader, the wins, the losses, everything is all about this. All about this. You can't just wake up, roll out of bed, go on the charts and be able to make good trading decisions. You wake up, you do your morning routine, you work out, you have your coffee, you get some sun, you clear your mind, and then you go on the charts. I could have been closed out minus 22,000 for a big loss today to then completely just watch it reverse. And not only would it be minus 20,000, I'd be kicking myself because I closed that trade out of pure emotion and fear, not logic, because the trade didn't invalidate my whole entire idea. So floating around minus 10 to 11,000 right now. We're going to go have a jiu-jitsu session and then we'll see how tomorrow opens. All right, good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. So the trade has come to an end. We are fully out of this crazy gold position. Now, as I went to sleep yesterday, I was floating around, I want to say maybe minus 8,000. Price action was looking really good. I'll show you guys in a second. And then we did have CPI, which I didn't stay up for. I set my hard TPs and my hard stops, which hard TP was all based off creating that new high of week on gold. So that's exactly what gold did with that CPI news. It came out exactly as expected. We came down, we grabbed the day lows, we held 4,000, we broke back above, we retested, and then with that CPI news, that gave us the push to come up into that weekly new high, which was a perfect liquidity level. So now closing out of the trade, I have managed to get out of the position for plus $9,000, which, to be honest, I'm very happy with. I'm not happy with the trade and the fact that I was in this situation in the first place. Of course not. I don't like to get in these situations very often, but you know what? Every now and again it happens. So risk to reward, definitely less than a 1-to-1, floating around minus 20,000 to take out plus 9,000. You know, I'm happy with the way that I recovered the trade. I'll show you guys here. And I'll show you guys, look, as always, look, live account. Same account I trade and show every single day on stream. So if you guys want to come and tune along, let's share this account, share all the trades live. If I show you guys here, you know, if we go to, like, let's say last 6 months, you can see we're floating around a total of $124,000 in profit. If it focuses, $124,000 in profit. And as always, if it focuses, Blueberry Markets live account, regulated Australian broker. So 124,800 for the last 6 months, taking out a total withdrawn of $61,000. So averaging around $10,000 in withdrawals from my personal account for the last 6 months, which is very good. Although, yes, I did get out of that position at a plus. The key takeaway from this is, you know, sometimes you have to really detach from the money as much as you can. Like I said, I could have woken up, I could have seen that drawdown minus 20,000, gone, oh shit, let me close the trade, lose the money. But I was like, no, is the trade invalid? Not yet. It's very close to being invalid, but the idea and the setup isn't done yet. Like, this idea was a trade that I wanted to hold for, you know, a good couple of days to maybe even into the weekly close. Like, I wanted to buy it Monday and hold it all the way into Friday. But with how the trade progressed, I was just happy to get out much quicker than I anticipated. But like I say, I could have easily seen the minus 20,000 when I woke up tomorrow and go, fuck, oh, what have I done? Let me close the trade, blah, 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 and neglect all the technicals. Whereas from a technical perspective, there was no reason for me to close this trade. If we had broken and closed below the daily lows and broken and closed below 4,000, I would have been out of that trade straight away. Would have taken one of the biggest losses that I have taken so far throughout my trading journey. But it didn't. We liquidated the lows, we held 4,000, and we broke out beautifully. Cool. I added into the trade where it made sense, not just because I'm in a losing trade, but I added in where it made sense for a decent swing position, and then CPI absolutely ripped it higher, came to create that new high of week, and got out for a total of $9,000. So this was not what I had planned. I planned to hold this trade, like I say, up into, like, you know, 4,100, 4,200 for like a very big swing trade. This wasn't a day trade. This wasn't a scout. This is a much higher time frame move that I was trying to play. But what I should have done is not let myself get into that trade in the first situation, because I could have easily closed that initial trade at, like, let's say minus 3,000 and just got a better entry lower down and would have made back the loss, and I would have been in a much bigger position where I would have made much more than $9,000. But we live and we learn. So a reminder for you guys that whatever level you get to in trading, or whatever sort of winning streak that you guys will go on, you always have to remember the markets are right there to humble you. At any minute, the markets are going to humble you. So for me, this is what I needed. It's the first time it's happened for this year so far. Maybe it happens a handful of times in the year that I do get stuck in a pretty difficult situation like that. But it's a lesson and it's part of the growth. So we're right back on track. I'm not going to trade my personal account for the rest of the month. You know, today is 15th of July. My personal for the month so far is up a total of, let's go custom, 1st of July to 16th of July. It is up a total of 23,000. So up 23,000. After being minus 20,000, I think I'm going to call it a month. And it's July as well, so summer months are never usually the best months. So personally, personal account, call it a month. Am I still going to trade? Yes, but I'm going to focus on taking some under payouts instead of trading my personal capital. Because I know that if I keep trading this, what happened is too in the forefront of my mind. I need to let this mistake go before I can even give myself the ability to trade this account again. Now, if you guys are interested in trading psychology, inside the mentorship, I have built a whole entire psychology masterclass going through how to completely rewire the way that you think as a trader. More importantly, for this trade right here, how to deal with drawdown periods as well. So there's so much in there, loads of different workbooks, because to me, trading psychology is one of the most important parts and one of the most enjoyable parts of trading. So we won't go on the charts. You guys can probably go back and see the trade, or you've seen it live on stream, but it was taken on Tuesday as you tagged the lows, held support, held 4,000, and that's where I started to add into the position. And it was Tuesday CPI that gave gold that big push. And today is Wednesday the 15th, and we are fully out of the trade. So going to get ready to go on the live stream, trade some of these funded accounts, and I'll see you guys next time. If you have any questions about the trade or any comments, or you appreciate this level of transparency, you know, all I ask is you drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys live on stream every single day. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay, I've been up for some days, I ain't got time to lay. Just to drown out all these thoughts, I tried all kind of things. If I take you to my past, you will be traumatized. Got 1,000 kids outside.